Hey guys, it's time for another haul video, and normally I do these when, I have a bunch of stuff, or at least a small buildup of stuff that maybe I'm not going to review, or things that I just think are pretty cool. And today we're in the things I think are pretty cool category. And this is going to be a smaller haul, so it's not a lot of stuff, but it's things that I have been after for a while, and things that are pretty pivotal to my overall collection and just my vintage toy collection in particular. So I've got two things, and one of them in particular is going to get some more focus down the road once I get it ready. But we've got, first of all, the vintage Thundercats Mongor figure. So this guy is one that has eluded me for a while. He is sort of rare. He's not incredibly rare. I mean, you could readily get one if you wanted, but at a quick glance, you're probably going to pay more than you want if you just go out and say, hey, I want to buy a Mongor figure. This guy is one of those kind of one-off characters that was made into a figure. So he appeared in one episode of the show, episode 19, and he got a figure. He's basically a satyr, so, like a kind of mythical type creature, kind of devilish, got a huge scythe. He does, of course, have battle-matic action. He doesn't hold his scythe very well. It's kind of an odd pose in his hand, but I've always wanted this figure. He's one of those kind of weird random Thundercats characters that I never had as a kid, so it's one that has eluded me for a while because I didn't want to pay crazy prices for him, and I finally got him at a really good deal because it was bundled with something else. So the second half of this little pickup is something that is a little bigger than most of the things that I normally show on this channel. So yeah, here's the big thing, the big part of this pickup. This is the vintage LJN Thundercats Cat's Lair. So I have never had one of these, didn't have one as a kid. Again, I've mentioned in other videos, I was born in '84, so I didn't really have much Thundercat stuff that was new. It was all secondhand because, I just wasn't old enough, so my parents aren't going to buy a one-year-old brand new action figures. That is madness. Or at least it was in the 80s. So I never had this guy as a kid. It is, what, 32, 31 years old because it came out in 86 and 87. But there's no real way to know which one is which. They were basically the same thing, just re-released. It had electronics. It has moving parts so you can lift up the, the claw bridges here. We've got moving doors. We've got a trap door in the back. We've got a prison cell. The back half isn't nearly as exciting. It's one of those that looks a lot better on the front than it does on the back just because it's the Cat's Lair. Now this thing is not perfect, but it is complete. The electronics currently don't work, and I don't really care about those because the electronic aspect was a game. So this is kind of a mutant attack vehicle, and you shoot, there's a sensor in the mouth of the Cat's Lair, and you shoot it, and they kind of communicate with each other. This part will light up. I might go so far as to try and fix it. This thing works. It's the components in here. I think the wiring needs to be replaced. And I could do that. I just don't know that I care. There's no nostalgia in that aspect of this for me. This is purely for display purposes. It does need a little love. It's a little yellowed. It's 30 years old. That's what happens to some plastics in the air, in the sunlight, in hot environments. So I may go the retro bright route on that, if you guys know what that is, to take some hydrogen peroxide type solution to this guy. I'm not sure I'm really going to do it or not. I may try it out on a place you can't see just to see how it works and how it reacts. I don't want to ruin something. And if that works, then I might go down that road. If and when I do that, or if I don't do that, I am going to get this guy as clean as possible. Because it is dirty, it's kind of old. I may, and I haven't decided yet, I may go the route of getting replacement reproduction stickers. All the stickers are here, but some of them are in less than ideal shape. Surprisingly, most of them are really, really good. So I'm not sure after actually seeing it that I do need to do that. But this is something that I have long considered like an untouchable thing. I've never really thought I'd be able to get one. I did pay... I paid a decent amount for it. I think I paid an exceptional price though, but it came with its own cost, and that's one of the reasons why I've never bought it until now, is because they are incredibly expensive, especially if you get one complete in box. That might, you can buy a car for that price. So this was something that kind of spur of the moment. Very good deal, came up really quickly. Since where I got the Mongor as well, so it was kind of a bundled deal. But again, it is complete and it is all here. There are a few things cosmetically that I may try to fix, but this is something that I've wanted for just a very, very long time. The head moves and everything. So just so cool. But this is something that I've never even seen in person before. And I've been to Comic-Cons all over the place, toy stores everywhere. I have never somehow come across one of these. And they're not that rare, but they're still not, they're not everywhere. But now there's one in my house. So, you know, I'm pretty pumped about this. It's amazing to finally have this in my collection. Just for a sense of scale, you know, here's Mongor. So he's like a 7-inch figure roughly. So you can see, this thing's about 2-ish feet tall. Roughly, it's pretty big. It's on the same scale as like the Masters of the Universe Classics Castle Grayskull almost. It's similar in size to that until you open that thing up. But it's bigger than the vintage Castle Grayskull, things like that. It's just not nearly as detailed. This is a little on the more simplistic side, but it definitely commands a bigger price tag than a vintage Grayskull, at least out of the box. So I've kind of rambled on for this one, but yeah, we've got Mongor and we've got the cat's lair. And again, I know that it's not in perfect shape, but I'm never going to be able to afford one in perfect shape. So I took the opportunity while I had one to get one that I could be happy with, and I'm pretty ecstatic about it. I tore through the box that this thing came in. Just like a kid on Christmas. It was the coolest thing to actually pull this thing out of a humongous box. I was going to do it on camera, but I didn't know if it was going to be actually assembled or not. So I didn't want to get into that situation where I shot a bunch of footage and didn't know what to do with it. So that's it for this little but very big haul video. Big for me personally and nostalgic wise. Let me know what you guys have gotten recently. Have you ever come across one of these big guys before? Have you ever come across one of these? I'm not sure which one is harder to find in some situations. Mongor's a pretty rare figure. At least as far as Thundercats goes. So that is going to do it for this haul video. Let me know what you guys have gotten. Let me know what you think. That's about it, and I'll catch you next time.